Hey, welcome back, everyone. We have two different streams for you today. This first stream is going to be a internal event, and we have this on Black Coast. So to show the setup here, I have Black Coast pulled up. We only have 3 different points. So that's Village, Majors Force, then Torpedo Factory. We have U.S. versus Canada here. And if we look at the vehicles, we have looks like two Logi trucks on each side, 2 transports on each side, and then 2 MATV equivalent. 1 Crows, 1 looks like it's open top. And then we do have armor today as well. We have a Bradley and we have a Lap 6. So this should be a pretty cool match, 30 versus 30. The 2 commanders are going to be Renegade and MN. And I'll get into their teams here in a minute. But what's cool about today is it's a 2-stream day, like I mentioned. So we have this scrim first, starting in just a few minutes. And then we will be streaming again later today, and that will be a internal event, and that's going to be the U.S. versus Canada event storyline that's been built out. So it's gonna be pretty cool. Um, let's go ahead and look at the teams now. And let me take a quick peek real quick in game before we. All right, cool. They're not starting just yet. So first team is going to be Renegade's team here. So he's got Frogger, Akusito, Feathers, Malik, and 1 Inch as his normal infantry squad leaders. We have unironically Red in the IFV, and then Medaka and Hubs in the RWS vehicle. We also have the hat kit. It's going to be run by Clark, and then Ragefire as the combat NG. So we're going to keep an eye out. Ragefire super experienced. We're going to see how what he's able to do with that combat NG kit. On the other side, we have MN, PFC MN. It's not too often you see an enlisted man commanding a scrim, so huge shout out to him. And his SLs are Poppers, Dave, Degon, Maverick, and Cunny as his infantry SLs. For running armor, we have Fox and we have Dinkster in the IFE, and we got Bakiha and Dash in the RWS, and then Bishop and Myth in the roaming backline hat and G roles. So definitely curious to see how this scrim's going to go. I know how Poppers plays. I've seen Maverick play a whole bunch. I don't think I've seen too many of these other SLs play. If I look back to that first team, I don't. I've seen Feathers play. I've seen 1 Inch play. I've seen a lot of Ragefire, but I haven't seen these other SLs. So it's going to be a bit newer for me watching them. Curious to see how they're going to play it. I was talking a little bit with Poppers the other day. He was kind of walking me through his personal game plan on helping MN out with strategy. So I have an idea of kind of what their team's going to do. We'll see if it pans out how he was planning the other day. If it were me planning for this, I think that it's a little bit different here going off of just 3 points. Typically when we're doing these, there's 5 points and like the first two are captured. So it is a little bit similar to the other maps we've been playing recently. And I think, playing for this forest here in the open is going to be pretty interesting. I've played a couple scrims on Black Coast, usually around this area. Usually this skeleton structure right here, this concrete structure, is very hot. And there's a basement, there's several floors. You can kind of just get in there and get good vantage points everywhere. But the cap not being there and actually being in the forest is interesting because you're going to have to go into the physical forest. There's some bunkers up right here. So I think we're going to see a lot of conflict in that area, a lot of infantry fighting. For the armor, I would expect the armor to probably sit back for the most part, maybe kick out to the west here on each side. And especially up here, I think these are mountains, if I remember correctly, so being able to shoot down. We saw a lot of that last week in the last internal scrim. And it was just armor, it might have been 2 weeks ago, but the armor up in the mountains just raining down hell onto the other team. So it's gonna be pretty cool. I think for the most part, it's pretty much just gonna be over the forest. I don't really see this going too much of a steamroll, but always kind of curious to see how it goes. Next steps, we got 31 on one side, we got 32 on the other. I think they're just getting some last minute stragglers. Normally, how this works, you have some no shows, so they're getting a few last minute people in. And then once they get enough people, then we should be able to get rolling.
Go next.
No rematch. No rematch.
Let's check my audio. All righty, we're going to see if this is going to be live on roll.
mission is to secure all objective areas. Move out.
And usually, with how these scrims work as well, if this is your first time watching this, it's 2 rounds. So the first round, let's say maybe you start on the U.S. side, then you'll play that round. It's an hour long, or until one team runs out of tickets, and then the teams will swap to the other sides, and they'll play another 1 hour round, or until they run out of tickets. And the cool thing about this is it is a best of two, and it's the combination of the ticket score from both teams. So if you lose the first game by 50 tickets, it's okay, because as long as you win the second game by 51 tickets, then you win the overall scrim. And we saw that in the last internal scrim. Poppers was the commander for one side, and he was down 65 tickets ish after the first round, and then won the second match by over 100 tickets. So you're always in the fight unless you just get completely steamrolled the first round. Your team's always in it. And I don't think this is live just yet. I think they were doing a couple things still. Don't believe it is live just yet, but might as well hop in admin cam and see what's up. This has the good admin controls. Looks like everyone's in the vehicles, so this might actually be live. Let's see. So for this first game, we're going to be following the U.S. team and listening to their command comms. That'll be Renegade side. And then after we swap, I'll stay on the U.S. team, and then we'll be. There we go. They're going to double roll, so not live just yet.
Mission
I was
accomplished.
wondering.
Good work. Skirmish. Our mission is to secure all objective areas.
And like they were saying, it's a double roll, so they're resetting the map. They're going to be on the same teams that they were just on. And this is to make sure that both teams start out with a even ticket count. No team switching, 200 versus 200, to make it as even as possible. All right, and as you can see, it's going to be live after roll. Excited to go ahead and get started.
Push out and secure all objective areas.
The squads get created first, and then I'll make mine. So something to keep our eyes out for with how it works in scrims. Normally, when you're playing in a first MD server where there's new player friendly, etc., there's a rule against main camping, and that's just to um, help out, especially new players. You don't want to get main camped as soon as you start playing the game and then lose interest. In scrims, that rule doesn't apply. So you can main camp all you want, whether it's your hat, whether it's your combat NG. Hell, you could park a Bradley just outside of the main here. And we saw that a lot in the last scrim, and that's what allowed Popper's team with Thaniel. Thaniel was playing the hat kits. What allowed Popper's team to really get a foothold in that second match. So I want to keep my eyes out for Ragefire and for the hat kit. Who's going to be the hat kit? It's just going to be Clark Cameron on Renegade side, and on MN side, the hat kit's going to be Thaniel. There you go. He's always playing a hat kit, so definitely he's someone to keep our eyes out on and see how he's going to play that role. So this is the first point right here, Village. This is going to be pretty easy first cap for the US side. If we go towards Forest here, as you can see, Forest is pretty open. And let me go here. So this is the structure that I was talking about here. Uh-oh. My game just crashed. Uh-oh. Let's go ahead and relaunch that, I guess. And I'm going to check and see if anyone else just crashed too. I hope that was just me that crashed so that we don't delay the scrim at all. Won't be too hard for me to get back in. Still shows 62. Might have just been me. Okay. Anti-cheat integrity check. What has happened? All right, we're back into the server, and apologies for that. I was weird. Let's go ahead and get back to the match. That was very unfortunate. All right, so we have the rollout now. We have a few tickets bled on each side. We have, looking at the map here, we have U.S. has taken Village. We have a Rat Squad from the Canadian team pushing up. We do have some fighting here at the Forest. See Brian, Randy, and Sir Rio here fighting against Vince, Maverick, and Spatial Rex.
Spread out.
Good nade there from Randy. He's able to get 2 kills off of that and clears out the bunker. So the U.S. side is going to have control of Force. They're going to be able to start capping that here in a minute. That flank squad here is Dave from MN side. So let's go check in on how they're doing. Okay, so you heard that call that one of the map V equivalents on the Canadian side got taken out early into the fight. Dave's flank squad here is going to be pushing up, maybe trying to clear out a couple rallies. We're going to see some more fighting here in the Forest. If I check on Torpedo here, it looks like pretty much not much resistance here from the U.S. side, but you do have 1-inch here situated there towards the southwest. So both teams just getting an early foothold wherever they can. You can see the RWS here is on fire from the Canadian side. Not looking too good here. They're both going to have to get out and try to repair it. Pretty accurate nades here. That RWS may not be blowing up. Actually, it looks like they're able to salvage that. And the Canadian side was able to retake the bunkers right by the forest, and they're actually going to start capping the forest as well. Wow, that's a turn of events. Here's the U.S. team set up in the concrete bunker here. Having some residual fights there in the forest. If I check over to the east here, seeing a bit of a stalemate here. You have both the Canadian and U.S. forces fighting pretty close quarters here in the forest. They're going to be taken down by Link. Link gets traded out instantly, though, by Killa from the crossfire. And how these squads are set up in these scrims is there's individual lanes. So you'll have a squad focus on the east side, you know, in the center side and the west side, as well as your armor. So that's why you're seeing different squads kind of spaced out. Here's some mortars coming in here from Torpedo Factory, it sounds like. And again, the big contention point is going to be this forest. So you do have a bit of more of a foothold here from the Canadian side on the south and the west side. On the north side, you have the U.S. forces. So neither team capping at the moment. Sounds like that might be. Oh, there's the lap 6 here. Brian gets taken down. It's up to Jahib now if you want to try and hold off this bunker.
One more. To the north. Tuck to the north. No, guys, don't all take your bandages out.
Jahib here being flanked around the corner. He's able to take out one. And he gets traded out there. So Canadian's going to hold off to that. We have a couple nade kills here over to the corner in the forest. We have Sap here flanking around. Sap here getting overwhelmed here. He's got 4 different U.S. guys looking at him now in the bushes. So we have the U.S. guys here grouped up a little bit to the north here. They're going to be crossing the railroad, giving some more reinforcements here, trying to attack the force. We're getting some mortars coming in too. So again, force is going to be that contention spot. 1 Chev right now for the Canadian side. We have the U.S. forces hold up in the concrete bunker. Checking on the eastern side here, it looks like the Canadians have won the majority of the fights here. They have cleared out the eastern side, and they're going to hold, if not try to push as well up to the north here. We do have a bit of a flanking element up here from Squad 1. Looks like Cunny is going to be pushing up. Cunny goes down here from Potato Juice, and what you're going to see is some lurking as well. You know, one squad maybe from each side is going to go and try to find the mortars. They have the mortars here and the second floor. It's a pretty good spot. Let's go see where those mortars are landing. Some pretty accurate mortars. They do have the bunkers here to help protect the Canadians from the incoming mortars. Over to the west, we're seeing a little bit more fighting here. Primarily U.S. guys. Got the Matt B in the back with some assistance here. Mupiov goes down. So again, this is the key point right here for us. The Canadians have been able to, for the most part, have full control of the force. 1 Chevron, they're about to cap this. That's going to give them a ticket advantage of about 10 tickets, if I remember correctly. So this squad right here on the U.S. side, yes, they have control of the concrete bunker, but if I were them, I'd probably try to pivot and fight for force. Tankulator with a double kill. Tankulator with a triple kill there. 3 Canadians go down. They stop capping force. Now that opens up the door for the U.S. forces to push up. We'll see if Jamster here at Degon are able to do anything about that. And we have a Logi truck that goes down here in Madaka, and unironically, they're able to take down the Logi. They do get hit here from anti-tank. Unfortunate there for unironically. The left 6 pushes up and is able to trade the kill and take out the Mat V. And we're seeing some fighting here in the concrete bunker. So it was primarily U.S. forces that were holding on to this. Now the Canadians are pushing it up, clearing it out. Some friendly fire here. Poppers goes down, but Blue Feather also goes down. And U.S. forces almost completely wiped out. Bad Luck Joe, the last U.S. man left standing. He is a medic. Unfortunate. So the U.S. forces do get wiped out. So now it's been reversed. The Canadians have control of the concrete building, but now U.S. forces primarily have control of the forest. They have 1 chevron. Lap 6 here pulling back. Yeah, we just heard a call there. Okay, it doesn't look like I caught that, but the U.S. was able to take out a radio at Torpedo Factory, so that's minus 20 tickets for the Canadian side. And that's a massive ticket swing that's going to help. If the U.S. is able to capitalize and capture Forest, then that's going to put them in a really good position here to win this fight.
Renegade 2, until we're back up in the IV, we're going to be assisting 3, yellow lane.
As soon as I get you healed up, I'm gonna toss a nade over this route.
Copy.
Understood.
I'm responding in 5 minutes, lads.
Good nade there from Rat, able to take out Jahib. Over here in the concrete bunker, Killa trying to see what he can to recover that building, gets taken out. Coming over to the east side here, we do have the U.S. forces pushing down a little bit to the south. Without that spawn at Torpedo Factory, it's going to be hard for the Canadians to really get a foothold anywhere. So they're going to be playing off of rallies at the moment.
Squad 3, do not cross that road.
Windows are not bulletproof. Oh, man. Missed shot there, but you can just shoot him out of the car.
Squad 3.
Alright, thank you, mate.
Yeah, checking out what happened at Torpedo Factory. It looks like Squad 4 here, 1 inch, they were able to come and flank and take out Torpedo Factory. I think Ragefire was able to dig down the US's radio in time to save those 20 tickets. So there is quite a substantial ticket difference at this moment.
What's the status on the lab 6?
If we take a look at the bottom of the screen, it shows the total amount of in-caps, kills, deaths, and revives. So you can see on the US side, 60 in-caps, 38 kills. On the Canadian side, 64 in-caps, 36 kills. That's pretty even. And revives are pretty even too. 25 for the US team and 20 for the Canadians. Forest still not capped here. We're seeing some more fighting happening here in the concrete bunker.
Is that patch?
You see me, don't
What the hell's that?
Right now?
Good nade, not able to take out Fort Dort just yet. Uh-oh, that's a Logi. Uh-oh. Blue Feather here, able to get both kills, and he successfully takes out a Logi here on the Canadian side. It looks like the Canadians were pivoting and just trying to rush a Logi up. Now, if the Canadians are able to get their guys back up and put down a fob here, it's going to be a risky spot to put a fob, but it's definitely going to help them take Forest if they're able to do it. Seeing some fighting here. Freebird takes out Bad Luck Joe, and it's just going to be Frogger left.
For fuck's sakes. Where's the man? Yeah, just keep doing it.
Yeah, the Canadians looks like they're going to be able to get that up. So they're going to try to get a fob up, maybe put a hab down as well. That's going to help them take Forest. The U.S. forces do have one Chevron on Forest. Maverick pushing up solo. He's not aware of the U.S. forces just to his back.
Minus
On
one.
me, Scott 2, on me, Scott 2.
Copy. Moving to engage.
Just one more.
Tankulator able to trade it out. So U.S. still with one Chev here on Forest. If I go and I look at Village, hold up here. So we do have a bit of a push here from the Canadian side into Village. And there were mortars earlier in one of these buildings. Yeah, it was in this building. So the mortars are now down. And if I look at the radio here, the Canadians are going to be digging down the U.S. radio here at Village. So that's a nice play there from Dave and his squad, and then from Cunny as well. So the U.S. forces here are going to be trying to pull back and go and save that radio. That's 20 tickets that you do not want to lose.
We got enemy on squad 6. Officer Horn. Pause ready.
Good nades coming in here. As soon as this radio goes on bleed, looks like it already is, it's going to start a 75-second timer. And as soon as that 75 seconds ends and the radio gets bled out, and the U.S. forces lose 20 tickets. So they are in a time crunch here trying to get this radio back in up. You can see some U.S. forces here also pinching from the north side as well. So it's just going to be Dave, King Bad, and Cunny here trying to hold out. Dave able to get a kill. Madaka going to be able to get a kill on King Bad, just up to Dave now to hold out, and Cunny as well. And it only takes a few hits for Brian to get this back up. And Brian saves it. So the U.S. forces do save their radio. They do not lose the 20 tickets. And looks like Dave is the last man left standing on the Canadian side. A little bit of friendly fire confusion there, but the U.S. forces able to save their radio. That's pretty big. That's also going to allow for their mortar to get back up and running. Let's check on that fob that the Canadians were trying to get set up here at the concrete building here. We do have a radio down. We have some vehicle support here. And I don't think we have a hab yet. Yeah, we do. So we have a hab now from the Canadian side. And this is going to allow them to focus a lot of people on Forest here. There's not that many U.S. forces. Looks like the U.S. team had to pull back and divert some of their resources to save the village fob. So now this is going to allow the Canadians to put a lot of focus on the Forest. Looks like Frogger was still there trying to see what damage he could do, but now he is cleared out. We do have Blue Feather and Nusaki here pushing off of a rally to the north side. And now the U.S. team knows there's a radio in this building, so they're going to start pushing and seeing if they can clear it out, proxy the hab, and dig this radio down.
Don't worry about that. I got it. I met it.
Come again.
Turtles and Kawhi here with a bit of a headshot angle there on their vehicle. We do have the U.S. forces pushing on the east side. And again, this is the lane fighting I was talking about. To get map control, you have your different lanes that you spread your squads out over. So this east side is a dedicated lane for each of these squads. Kelly goes down by Sharkface. Sharkface takes out another. It looks like he gets traded out with Otta here. So some residual fighting on the east side. We do see a U.S. squad here way to the south again. Looks like 1inch and his guys are going to be seeing what they can do to roam around, try and find another fob. Little do they know there's nothing set up to the south side. Yep.
There's
Yep.
so many on
Blue
top.
Feather
God.
pushing in, trying to see what they can do about the Hab, not able to get close enough just yet.
This is squad 2.
Checking back here on Forest, still neither team has able to capture this yet, and we're pretty even on tickets, 127 to 125. So very, very even, and this is just an attrition match to see who is able to take Forest, if anyone. Seen some nades come in now from the US side, trying to clear out the bunkers.
Fuck.
Yeah, real fucking close here.
Nice reposition from Brian, able to take out both of them there in the bunker. We see it's we hear some armor here, so Dinkster and Fox are gonna be pushing up now. They're gonna be up in the lab 6, seeing what they can do to flank around. And on the US side, let's go see where the US's armor is. IFE is just going to be a little bit to the east here. So Bradley here, Tankulator, and Reese. I think we're going to have a IFE battle here in just a moment. Yep. Wow. Okay. All right. So with the assist there from Nathaniel with his hat kit, the Bradley goes down. The last 6 now tearing into the infantry. I was a little awkward there, just kind of seeing the last 6 and the Bradley just kind of sit and look at each other. But the Bradley goes down. The last 6 now a little bit isolated. He's going to be getting peppered now by different anti-tank elements. And the left 6 now on fire. They might go down as well. Dinkster having to hop out too to help repair. This is getting dire, and now they are vulnerable to the infantry just to the north side. Oh, there they go. So the left 6 goes down as well. No armor stays alive there from that engagement. Both teams going to lose those tickets. It is again even 100 to 102 tickets. Forest here almost cap of the US side. No chevrons just yet. They just need a few more bodies. And this is where that fob placement from the Canadian side, that ballsy push there, is going to help them at least hold off the Forest cap for now. We do have a mounted MG from Deadly Feedy just laying into the infantry on the north side. Maverick goes down by Brian. You should see that trade here soon from Theodore. Nope, he goes down to Dave. And now 1 chevron on the Canadian side. And again, I don't know if either team's going to be able to cap this point. They're just putting so many resources on both sides into this. Facial Rex goes down. Still 1 chevron for the Canadians. We do have the U.S. forces pushing up a little bit on the west side here. Sap holding a nice angle along the road. We have mortars coming on the west side. And it looks like the U.S. forces wiped out on the north side of the forest. Still 1 chev for the Canadians. You do have some residuals here. You have Hawk here to the west. You also have Lawful, but Sap is going to be holding that off. And that might be a good nade. Ooh, leaves Lawful bleeding. So 1 chev, 1 forest. We'll check back here in a minute. We still have that fob set up here from the Canadian side. They're going to be able to kind of cut off the north side of the forest. We have some other fighting here on the east side. U.S. forces pushed up on the east.
Yeah.
We have Dave here, and it's interesting seeing how like mixed in the infantry of both teams are. You know, you have your 2 sides on the forest, but everywhere else it's just infantry all over the place. See here, Killa shooting into the concrete bunker. Here the mortar's still going from the U.S. team. Let's see if we have any other flanks happening here. Doesn't look like 1 inch squad was able to find anything, but they are positioned actually, hold up, just south. And they're going to be ratting, walking up into the Canadian fob, seeing if they can slip in and get rid of the radio. See how careful they're being. They already took out 1 radio. They're going to try to make it a second. They're having a little bit of support here from the east side. Killa, Blue Feather, Frogger pushing in. And now this hab should be proxied now. So no more spawns here from the Canadian side. This is a good push from the US side.
Damn it, I fell down.
Dinkster goes down as well, and wow, it's cleared out just like that. The U.S. forces overpower the Canadians. They're going to be able to dig this radio down unless some Canadian push happens here.
If you, Black's here, we can do recon.
Here, I'll get on radio. Everybody else just cover.
Oh my god,
Oh, radio fully proxied, or the hab fully proxied. The radio starting to get dug down there at the concrete bunker. Mortars coming in. Forest is still at a standstill. Canadians hold on to it for now, but they're about to lose 20 tickets and their spawn point. Meanwhile, on the U.S. side, you see that they have a hab set up just to the north side of the forest. They're able to spawn off that into the bunker. Accurate mortars coming in. We do have a bit of a flank on the west side, but plenty of U.S. guys that help hold that push off.
the RV's up in a minute, but we're currently in a
90 tickets to each team. Oh, we have a mine that goes down. We have a Logi that blows up here. Ragefire able to get a few kills, taking out those tickets and the tickets for the Logi. That could be the difference here paired with the radio that's going to be taken out soon. Nice mines there from Ragefire. That radio should be on bleed now. And with no Canadians near, that's going to be minus 20 tickets, and that could be the game once that bleeds out and a few more vehicles get destroyed. Sounds like another Logi truck gets taken out by Ragefire. He's just doing Lord's work there with the mine. U.S. forces here, one Chevron on the forest. Looking pretty good for Renegade's team here. They have pretty decent control of the forest. They are taking out this radio. We're going to see minus 20 tickets for the Canadian side here in just a few moments. And I don't see how the Canadians get back into this. They're not going to have any spawn points besides rallies.
we're gonna delay taking the RVS a bit where we have a major flank.
We do have D-Gun squad here pushing in from the southwest. I just think it's too little too late. I don't think they're going to be able to get there in time. We do have Turtles and Kauai here getting a little aggressive here, pushing into forest. This is ballsy, just pushing up into the point. There you go. Radio just went down there at the concrete bunker, minus 20 tickets. U.S. forces with a significant ticket advantage, and it's only about to increase once they capture forest. Accurate mortars coming in here, staving off this attack from the Canadians. And there you go. Forest finally captured.
Keep it up, we're almost there.
And now a 69 ticket difference, it looks like. And that should pretty much be game here. 30 minutes left in the match, but Canadians should be running out of tickets before then. And now if I'm the US side, I just hold. I try my best not to give away too many tickets. You want the biggest ticket differential because, again, this next match is just as important. So you want to hold Forest, and you want to not give away any unnecessary tickets here. Full control now. We got a firing line to the north side. Let's check in on the east. Lots of Canadians here on the east side, it looks like. Penny able to get that second kill too. Nice.
Yeah, there's a lot over here.
Wow. Yeah, for the most part, that should be the game.
We have a flank going on western side, enemy flank.
We do have one inch squad was pushing south, trying to see if they could find any other fobs. There are no other active fobs for the Canadian side. And you're starting to see now on the Canadian side, they're not giving up as much. They're wanting to conserve tickets whenever possible.
If you could shift slightly east and south.
The U.S. with full control of the center lane and the west lane. On the east side, you do have a few Canadians pushing up. It looks like they're going to try to go and maybe take out this fob again.
Factory right now.
I just don't think they have the manpower to do that. We'll check back in a minute. Actually, he might have a sideline on Waffles. We'll check back in a minute, see what they're able to do. Canadians have firm control of the woods just to the east of Forest. This might allow for them to get back into the concrete bunker, but
Be advised. West.
I don't see it swaying in the game at all.
Roger. We're still at the torpedo factory.
Zero Canadians here towards Forest. They do have Thaniel pushing up here if you see him in the distance. He's going to be just watching the main road, killing any armor that comes out.
Roger. Squad
Turtles and Kauai getting a lot of kills here from their RWS.
Stay careful. They could be coming the western
That
side.
RWS is up on Forest.
I'm on the radio now.
Your call out the Renegade's on the radio. Okay, he's talking about friendly radio. We do have that mortars about to get taken out here. Waffle's watching the stairs. He knows that some enemies are close by.
Standing by.
Both guys playing pretty passive here, not wanting to give away kills. Waffle's holding a pretty good angle. I don't see him.
positioning on squad 5 marker and
Oh, Medaka might have spotted someone.
We have radios on the mortar building. There's guys on the mortar building.
Yeah, I'm spotted.
He needs help. He's by himself.
I think I heard some.
May not have enough depression there for the Mat V to be able to see him. We have Waffles and King Bad trade, and then Results goes down from the Mat V, so that attack is killed out. 21 tickets left for the Canadian side.
Meadow, you have guys behind you. Next to the house.
Squad 6 is being surrendered on 6 move mark.
Yeah, we killed one right now. We're looking
Squad
for others.
3 is going.
Results and Kauai might be going for a play here, trying to take out the US's Mat V.
Thank you.
Commander on deck, all systems online.
Enemy
Check back in here and see if they're going to be pushing up to the north. We do have a bit of an infantry push here. Poppers and his squad pushing up. Blue Feather and Frog are kind of wrapping around the other side. Feather able to take out Freebird there. And I think we're going to see an RWS battle here. Oh man, shoots out the gunner and the driver instantly. Nice shooting out there out of Turtle, so he's going to take them out. It should be, I think it's 5 tickets. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be 5 tickets. Not going to make too much of a difference in the grand scheme. 10 tickets remaining for the Canadian side here. Looks like there was a little bit of fighting here at the concrete bunker. Not too much left, though. Nothing at the forest. Looks like Daniel was taken out there to the north side. And there was a decent bit fighting here at Torpedo Factory again, it looks like. And See what Nusaki's able to do here. Looks like he's chilling. He's going to be camping inside of the hab here, seeing what kills he can get.
2, do you need support?
Possibly, it's at least 3.
Yeah, the mortar's back online there for the US side.
3, at least 3 or 4 in this compound.
He's down, good shit.
Thought that was you for a second.
Yeah, poppers, free holies, and board doored here. And they are just surrounded by US infantry. Turtles and Kwai getting a little aggressive here, just kind of seeing what damage they can do.
We're good. We hear mortars north though. Reobserve. South again.
Get link.
That's a lat. I see a lat.
Canadians doing a pretty good job here of trying to conserve tickets, and they just want to bring the differential as low as possible. It seems to be working right now. 56 differential. They should be able to bring that even lower. Thing is, for every Canadian that gets taken out, they're not giving up, so that's one less guy you have in the fight.
There's my guy challenging on that radio. He's gonna see if he can do it by himself. No, he's dead.
Dakal able to get a kill on his Sep, gets traded out by poppers. 7 seconds left on the Canadian side.
Shot from the southwest side.
Pick you up.
Yeah, the medics are about to revive each other.
And the medic's playing a crucial role here, trying to conserve tickets for the US side. 4 tickets left for the Canadians.
RWS is heading back north on Main Road.
Call out RWS. Turtles and Kauai going to be pushing up, seeing what more they can do. And you can see there's just a sea of Canadians that are down right now.
Keep me updated on him. We'll go take care of him.
I lost eyes. I'm far south.
2 tickets for the Canadian side.
Yo, 7 just southwest of you. There's apparently guys on my dead people. FCO.
The guy joined us early. Is he supposed to be joining us?
Hey.
There you go. That's the game. It's going to be a 61 ticket differential there for Renegade side. See the total kills and in caps now. So you had 188 in caps, 125 kills on the US side. More in caps, 212 and 137. So the Canadian side won the kill battle, but they did not get as many revives. The US side had 73 revives. Canadian side only had 60 revives. And as we were talking about, the difference makers right there, it was US forces taking out 2 radios. So one at the industrial site, if I remember correctly, one at the torpedo factory, and then another one here at the the ballsy concrete bunker push. So that's 40 tickets gone just like that. Plus, I think it's about a 10 ticket differential when you cap a uncapped point. So those are the differences. That and then some vehicle kills. Ragefire did a great job terrorizing the back lines on the US side. So I think those are the main differences. We did see a pretty big kind of stalemate for a while at the force. We're going to take a more or less, I think we're going to take a 5-minute break and then come back and run it again on different sides. But yeah, I think the key differences, like I said, were the radios being taken out, capturing forest finally, and then just harassing and blowing up vehicles in the back line. We didn't really see too much from the armor from each team. It looks like they both kind of ran into each other and they both got taken out. We did see a lot of work put in from Turtles and Kawaii Dash on the Canadian side. So pretty cool seeing that out of them. And I believe we're going to take a 5-minute break. So I will be back as well. All right. Looks like we see it there. 10-minute intermission. So I think we should be coming back around the top of the hour. Yeah, going to take a little bit of a break here. Just going to give it a few minutes. And then once we see the map roll, then we'll know it'll be live. And we'll get started with the second round. All right, just checking in. Looks like we will double roll at 50 left, so in 3 minutes, they're going to double roll, and then round 2 will be live. Bit of a longer break than normal. We typically do about 5 minutes. I think that game went a little bit quicker than the Scrim team was expecting. Yeah, we'll stay here, chill out for another 2.5 minutes, and then we'll get rolling. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and check this out. We should be live now. So, yep, live after staging. So let me go ahead and get my squad created.
Hey, M.
Hey man, yeah, what's up?
I don't know if you heard me last round, but we can
Commander,
use
by the way.
command assets.
Yep.
Standing by.
Copy.
Alrighty. Oh, I think we just heard that communication. We can use command assets. That's
Just play like
interesting.
last game, and we're gonna win this time. It's gonna go.
So I'm going to be on the U.S. side again, and but now we will be watching MN's team on the U.S. side. Now, Renegade's team that we're watching before, they're on the Canadian side, so we're running back the same map, different teams now, and we're going to see how each team adjusts. And the cool thing now is I get to actually watch the rollout with you guys. So I'm going to be able to see how each team does their rollout. We unfortunately had our game crash last round, so we weren't able to see that. And that's one of the biggest pieces of these scrims. If you get a good timing on your rollout, it can set apart whether how that scrim's going to go. So again, there's going to be I'm seeing a big focus here at Forest.
Command online.
And I guess the question mark is, how is each team going to position their fobs? Especially this area here in the center. If you can get a fob close-ish to Forest, then that could be the difference between taking it. We saw that last round with the U.S. side. They had a fob, and it had placed about right here where my cursor is. That allowed for them to put consistent pressure on Forest. And the Canadians last round, they lost their fob at Torpedo Factory, so they had to die bomb and try to get one down here in this concrete bunker. They did for a bit, and it allowed for them to get a nice little foothold, but then they eventually got overwhelmed, got proxied, and lost 20 tickets from that. So 20 seconds now until the rollout starts here, and again, we'll be watching the U.S. team pretty closely. Five seconds left now. We're going to follow these guys and see how they do their rollout. We are now live. Timer starts, 1 hour, 200 tickets for each team. See Maverick leading the charge here in the open top Matt V. Going down straight south, also the Bradley here from Fux and Dinkster. Kicking out to the east, looks like a early fob's going to get set up here for the mortars. And we have a transport here coming down. Now we do have Marshall and 1 Inch in their squad here in their rat vehicle again. We're going to see what they're able to do in terms of pressuring and, flanking and finding different fobs to go dig down. So we'll keep an eye on those guys, see what they're able to do. We see a early push here from the Canadians right into that concrete bunker. This is ballsy. So they're going to be putting down a fob right here. Or actually, I take that back. This is a transport. They're not going to be putting down a fob. They're just getting a rally down. They're getting some infantry there off the rip. And another transport here. Poppers is driving, but they're going to be going right into Canadian infantry. Able to take out Killa. That transport does take a hit. Popper's bleeding, about to bleed out here. He's going to be seeing... Oh, good nade. Triple kill from Feathers. Holy shit. That takes out all the U.S. guys there. Just Lincoln, he gets taken out here. Canadians have full control of the concrete bunker. If I go and look at Forest here, we're seeing some armor engagements here. Tankulator and Reese going to be smoking and running away. Fox and Dinkster with the control here. Do have only a couple Canadians left here, close to Forest. They're going to be pushing in. Good nade from Randy shots. Rat goes down. Just going to be Theodore left here from the U.S. side.
They're going to be pushing in wide open from the east side.
And we're seeing a bit of a flank now. Crony able to get 2 kills. Just Randy left here at the Forest. Doesn't look too hot for him. And Crony able to get another. All right, so checking back in. Let's go and look up to the north here. We have Vince set up in the Mat V. We do have some extended fighting here to the west. Looks like those U.S. forces go down. Where's that flank squad? There they are. So 1-inch, Ragefire, and Twins, and Marshall. They're wrapping all the way around trying to see if they can take out this radio.
They're pushing in right now.
We're also seeing some... Yeah, we're seeing a Logi truck gets taken out here from, unironically, in Medaka.
RWS on the... they just blew up their radio. Get ready. We're gonna be here. Let's go put our rally down. Unreal.
Little do they know they're not going to be able to put their rally down. Ragefire here being a sneaky leaky.
Just fight. Enemy infantry on my observe.
That nade takes out Deadly. MN here, wrap it around the other side.
Hey, we got enemy unloading something on one here.
And Ragefire predicts it. He's able to take out the commander and Deadly Feedy there. That's going to leave this radio wide open here, unless Poppers has something to say about it. Popper's going to be pulling some of his guys back, too, to try and help defend. Popper's holding the cross, gets a shot off, takes down Marshall. 1-inch here looking to trade the kill. Popper's not expecting a second guy here. He goes down as well. That leaves it wide open to Ragefire here just to get rid of this radio. He's trying to run around and find it. So we'll check back in here in just a moment. I don't see any other U.S. forces here. We do have MUP and you do have Movan, so no, there are a few coming in. But let's go see how the rest of the map's looking right now. Canadians were able to take Torpedo. Actually, the thing happening here... Actually, hold up. The U.S. forces weren't able to capture Village. So this leaves Forest wide open. This is crazy. We do have one Chev now at Village. Ragefire able to get another kill. Did he put C4 down on this? Yep, C4 right there on the radio. Moven calls that out. And all Ragefire has to do now is just hold out for 75 seconds. They trade out. Moven and Ragefire take each other out. MN and Poppers coming in here with MUP here. They do have some armor support. They're going to be able to get this radio back up, and they have a Chevron capturing now at Village. Great effort there from the Canadians. They just were not able to hold out for as long as they needed to. So Village here going to be captured here in just a moment. Let's go check out any other ratting happening here. I don't see anything crazy. I think Cunny and his squad are probably going to try to push down here. They're going to be on the east side.
Yeah. That's why I heard it too. I shot the driver off.
We do have this Hab that's being camped by Link here. So he's just going to be sitting in here with a knife. Pro tip, if you spawn in a Hab, you always spawn in facing east. So you want to be on the west side of the Hab to get some free knife kills. Checking back in towards the forest area. One Chevron from the Canadian side. Village is about to be captured.
Great job. We got the objective.
And the Canadian side looking pretty strong here. Looks like that cap is going to stall for now on Forest, but I think they should be able to take that. Man. Grenadiers just trading back and forth here. We have a big approach here coming from the west side. U.S. forces trying to come in and sweep into Forest.
Want to put a creation down, see if you can have one of you guys find a radio.
I'm going to grab my food, so I will be right back. back. Let's go ahead and take a gander. So the Canadians did capture Forest in the meantime, so they have a significant ticket advantage. We have the armor here fighting against each other. Looks like the last 6 got engine, so Tankulady and Reese gonna have to hop out and repair their engine. On the US side, Fox and Dingster looking okay, and the Bradley. The cool little armor engagement. Didn't see too much come out of that. We do have some Canadians here on the west trying to push up back into help holding off Forest. We do have a couple things happening here. So, one, back here at Torpedo Factory, we do have some guys roaming around trying to find the radio from the US side, and if we teleport over here, we're seeing another push trying to take out this radio. So, mortars down on the US side, same squad here, Rage Fire 1 inch. And MN's entire job here is just trying to fend off this radio push. You can hear the call out there. MN a little bit panicked here, just trying to hold off this radio.
I have more people. I've killed 2. I have at least 4 confirmed here inside of this building. At least 4 over here. They're trying to heal. 5-1 is pushing towards.
Copy, where about?
I don't know. It's just coming that way. They're mostly in the observe building, but there was one breaking out to the south.
MN now with his reinforcements.
They're mostly in here. They're trying.
Yeah, caught them just in the nick of time. MN able to get 3 kills there while the Canadians were trying to revive. Now just Marshall is the last man left standing. I don't see that working out too well for him. So another push there, not able to pull through on the Canadian side. They do have quite a bit of a ticket difference still at this time, 49 ticket difference. Looks like they are losing Forest though. The US team going ahead and having 1 Chev here at the Forest. We also do see that the concrete bunker here has swapped possession, so Maverick, Vince, and Rat here
Yeah, heal people up full.
were able to clear it out. Checking on the south side here, it looks like Cunny and
Their lab is playing like an incredible pussy.
Oathbringer here.
Really can't help with point until he's dealt with.
They're going to continue to harass this fob here, try to find this radio.
You can help us over here then, with the rat squads.
I'm gonna try one more time to kill him, and if that doesn't work, then yeah.
Link here still just holding the hab, and wait a second, said the hab was down, so it's because Oathbringer here is digging down the radio. So the US forces now, radio is now staged. It's up to Cunny now. Cunny and Renegade spot each other. Renegade saying, screw it, I'm just going to make the push myself. And he's able to take out Oathbringer. Cunny here trying to trade him out.
Dude, can I get a push up?
And Cunny's okay here. He can sit here all day long because the radio is staged. It's not allowing any spawns here from the Canadian side.
Hey, 6, watch out, mortars down on that location.
Not able to clear that out fully. It's a good try there. It does delay spawns a little bit for the Canadians. And then, well, the thing is, Renegade can't dig it back up unless he swaps kit to like a crewman kit, for example. He's not able to dig this all the way up since he's the SL kit. So this radio is going to stay staged. And he's going to need a teammate to come and help him out, or again, he can swap kits temporarily to like a crewman kit or something. But that's a great play there from the US side, and that means no Canadians will be spawning here at this hab anymore. And that should allow for the US team to get a little bit better of a footprint here at Forest. You see one Chevron already. And the US team playing off of rallies here for Forest. See, they're spread out pretty good.
I think this is no RWS accurate on 8 observed.
Let's check back again to the north side. They're doing it yet again here. One Inch and his squad now have the backup of the RWS vehicle to try and take out this radio.
We need respawns.
And you can see here that this squad, entire squad, went down here. Oh man, this RWS is and Marshall are putting in work.
We're going for their radio right now.
And now Popper's reset. He's trying to come and help out. And if this radio goes down, that could definitely help propel the Canadians into an even larger deficit. They're gonna see each other. Popper's just holding across here. Yep.
Oh, close, close.
Good shooting here from the US side, and it looks like they've been winning, at least in this area, they've been winning the majority of the gunfights. Twins, last man left standing here. We do have the US's RWS Kawaii Dash and Turtles here coming to the east side. That looks like the US is going to be able to hold that out for now. Get some residual fighting here in the concrete bunker, and Renegade finally has some support, it looks like, so that hab should be getting back online once that radio gets dug all the way up. Forest almost neutralized. Ryan goes down, and with that, one Chevron comes back for the US side. They will be neutralizing the Forest, and if they cap this point, I think that's a 20 ticket swing for the US side. And ironically, Madaka just drifting it around. See, Link went down trying to pester even more. We do see another push here off of rallies for the Canadians.
Turtles, careful, we had guys to the east there.
There's so many fucking angles in here. Terrible.
Wait, I'm out of bands here.
It's not wrong.
I'm down.
There are a wide variety of angles here at this building. And that allows for anyone outside to get a really nice vantage point shooting inside. While these guys around for a minute. As you can see, it looks like the outcome of that push is that the US guys were able to hold it off. Here we go, we're seeing a vehicle battle here. Oh, looks like Kawhi's turned a gun here. Kawhi was able to shoot out both the driver and the gunner out of this RWS vehicle. That's going to be -5 tickets too.
I need you to reestablish the eastern flank, yes. As you designed the plan.
But you all back up and supporting over here.
Yes, absolutely. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Well done.
Seeing a bit of mid-game readjustments here on the US side. You know, they can tell that they're a little bit lower on tickets, and they need to put a little bit more of an emphasis into that eastern side. Right now, the Canadians kind of have it for free.
Bear in mind that we don't have an eastern flank, so they can just hold the forest endlessly. Bear in mind that that's what happens. L west. Flat west, yeah. Northwest.
Forest getting capped back again by the Canadians. And as Emin was saying, they don't really have much of a presence on the eastern side of the map. So the Canadians able to take Forest, able to take Concrete House, and able to take this entire eastern woods, which is driving back the U.S. side. See Poppers Squad reallocating. They are roaming around, and thing is, they're going to be held up here by Twins and Inch. It's the same squad that's been pestering this entire time. Oh, man. Pros and Kawhi go down. I don't know if that was a mine or what that was, but that's going to take out a few tickets down the U.S. side. I think that was Ragefire that might have taken them out. So Ragefire goes down, Poppers and his squad reestablishing that eastern side. They're going to be start pushing south into the woods again. You'll see them run into that squad with Potato Juice here in a moment. We see some Canadians pushing up north here out of the concrete bunker. They're going to be trying to get towards the village, it looks like. Here's some armor shooting as well. If I go and take a look. Looks like Fux and Dinkster here were able to take out Tankulator. So the last 6, unfortunately we missed this, but the last 6 pushed all the way up to the north. Fux and Dinkster were able to take them out. That's going to narrow the ticket margin even more.
We're going to send some orders. Maverick, identify areas you need mortars in. I'm pushing first those helmets.
Mark group. Head of Mark group.
It's interesting seeing this push from the Canadians. They're not focusing as many resources on Forest, and they're pushing up and maybe trying to burn some rallies here to the north side. That's not a bad idea, actually. As you can see here, you know, this medic pushed up, burned this rally, and if you burn all these rallies in the north, then Forest is pretty much free. That's a nice little approach if they're able to just get a little bit closer. Good mortars there from Deadly Feedy, taking out Randy shots. Yep, there goes the rally. Just like that, the U.S. has no rallies to the north side of Forest. Here it's mortar galore right now. So the Canadians, again, the Canadians won that first round by about 56-ish tickets. I don't know, somewhere in that range. So all they have to do is not lose by that margin. And they are looking pretty strong right now. See Cundy and Oathbringer here lurking around again. Renegade gets hit once. He gets shot through the tires of the vehicle here. And Waffles is also down. So that radio is again wide open and they know exactly where it is. Checking here to the east. You hear a call, Broken Arrow.
Trying to buy you guys, but any room here?
I think Emin's gonna probably try to do some sort of commander artillery.
That's it. Back to HE.
U.S. forces not looking too hot right now. They're clumped a little bit to the north side. Not as much map control as they would like. And again, 1 Inch and Ragefire and Father of Twins, they're all just pushing up yet again. And if they're able to do this sneakily this time, they can take out the mortar and get the radio down. There's Rat Squad on the Canadian side being super effective, pulling in resources from the U.S. team. And now Fox and Dinks are gonna have to allocate their armor. So this radio is gonna get bled out or gonna go on bleed. And the thing is, you need infantry to save it. So MN here looks like he's sitting back in the meantime.
It's gone, radio staged.
Radio stage, as you heard the call. That's going to hurt the eastern flank from the U.S. side. We're going to come back here in just a moment, see how they're able to fare.
Radio C4. Radio's bleeding to death.
And a little bit of fighting again from the forest. But the interesting here at the village, now that forest is neutralized, the Canadian side can also neutralize village too. And then they cap forest and then cap village. I mean, that's a roll. The exterior looks like he got out of the Bradley, and he's going to try and see what he can do to dig this up. And men here coming in to support. This is a ballsy play here.
Yeah, thanks.
That was not rage, that was inch. And the U.S. forces again able to hold out village here.
Damn it. We got more rats here. Rats
Hey,
are close.
observe building.
Rats are shooting.
Generally,
Inkster gets killed. And that's going to hurt the mobility of the armor. But they do save their radio. It's no longer bleeding out. It's only staged. Twins, they're going to be sitting there in reserve. Ticket count getting closer now. 115 for the Canadians, 82 for the U.S. forces. And again, the U.S. forces need to win by a considerable margin. And let's see if they put in the chat what it was. Don't think they put in the chat, no. U.S. forces clearing out forest here.
And just tell your guys not to be giving up.
Like a lot of the Canadians are just going to be situated here to the east. And I think, again, it was a similar thing. You know, that radio was getting pressed by Cunny to the south, so they had to divert some resources, wait to get some spawns back up. So kind of same thing happened for both teams. Both radios got attacked, both of them got saved, and then that delayed spawns for both teams. Seeing some residual fighting here. Cunny coming again to help, or to see what he can do to harass the back line. You can see Shep and Fluffle both went down. Doesn't look too good for Cunny. He should go down here. So U.S. forces, they're clearing out the cap for village. They're also one chevron on forest. On the east side, you do see Poppers and his squad pushing down to the south, taking control of that eastern flank. Feathers here trying to see what he can do to hold off this push. Same with Otta. Feathers goes down. Frijoles takes him out.
That boy's
Good shit,
folded.
good shit.
So some nice kills here from the U.S. side. They're going to be pushing further down south on the eastern flank. And see what's happening here back at the forest. Lots of mortars coming in, and it's primarily controlled by U.S. forces, so they should be capping. Oh, what a ticket swing there. U.S. forces up now 126 to 102.
Good job. It's working. Good.
Alright, I think we just fucking turtle. Get him.
What a ticket swing off of that capture point there. U.S. forces up 25-26 now. And this is very winnable here for the U.S. team.
There's a Logi event in
1 inch there running up yet again with Twins trying to see what they can do to try and take out that radio again. looking on the map now, you know, you have your torpedo fob, you have your village fob, you have rallies that both teams are using to play off of Forest. It looks like not as much for the Canadian side, actually, so they don't have any spawns for Forest. You got one up here in the northwest for the U.S. side. You're seeing that eastern push a little bit. Popper's trying to push south. He's getting held back by Feathers and his squad. Oh. So, man, that capture really just swung the tide of the game.
Not using cow.
Base 1 gate push right now. Maybe
And now Forest has the armor support that they need to. Fux and Dinkster pushed up and holding off any approach. You can see, unironically, Madaka here way off to the south, and they might... No, they're just out of the sight line there. And I don't see Fux and Dinkster pushing up anymore, so they're probably not going to see, unironically, Madaka.
Hey, they're pushing from one move right now. I see a Logi or something coming here. One move, they're gonna reset.
Canadians with firm control of the concrete bunker, just no one towards the forest. We're seeing Marshall raise fire pushing up again, trying to see how far they can make it. Bit of a standstill here on the east side. You got some mortars, you got some infantry fighting, and I think it's just going to come down to who controls forest at the end of the game. Barring any absolutely crazy play. Speaking of crazy. Lux and Dinkster pushing up. There's two vehicles there to the east that they could take out. It looks like these guys are just going to be roaming around trying to see what vehicles they can find. Little do they know, if they just turn around, that's an easy vehicle kill.
Yeah, we're wide. We're wide, Pumper. We're wide. Because they got small size there now.
Check back in and see where they go. You hear that call out there, Poppers and his squad getting mortared here on the east side.
Squad cow.
Yeah. More chicken shit. It's on the roof.
It's not on a roof. It's a little hole there. You can go through. It's quite open.
Feathers there, I think it's about to get taken out by friendly mortar fire. So again, east comes to a standstill. We do have some fighting here in the concrete jungle.
Free firing like a motherfucker.
Thank you, bro.
Bastard.
We use heavy mortar, bro. There's a fuck ton of them.
U.S. forces have taken control of the concrete jungle there. They have uncontested control of the forest, uncontested control of the concrete, and this is going to allow them just to hold out, I think, until nearly the end of the match. There's a vehicle here coming in. And it looks like this is just a transport to maybe get a new rally set up. I think as do Sharkface and Cunny hear this? No, doesn't sound like they hear it. Not sure what Dinkster and Fux are doing all the way over here.
I've got enemies close in the wire.
The rally set up there from Squad 2 there. It looks like they're going to stage an attack on towards Forest from the southwest. Oh, we have some mortar fire coming in here now. This is going to be a command artillery strike coming in. It's definitely going to hamper the Canadians' attempt to try and retake Forest. So we do hear, though, Sharkface and Cunny, they go down, actually. And they were fighting off against, unironically here, in Reese. So U.S. taking a few ticket hit on that. Nice repair station there for the Canadian side. decently effective commander artillery. I mean, it held off the Canadians being able to push up. We do see now this squad that put their rally down earlier with the transport. They are able to get into forests. Wow, what? He goes down? Results is able to get the kill. And as soon as Results goes down, there you go. That starts the cap there for Forest. 1 chevron for the Canadians. U.S. Force is now going to have to dedicate some resources to try and get Forest back. Oh my god, are they doing it again? 1 inch here and Twins, it looks like. See, Ragefire already went down, Marshall went down once, and you can see it's... That's unfortunate there from Marshall. He just gets picked up and he gets shot. And you can see this Rat Squad is really just messing with the backlines of the U.S. forces. And it's taken MN, you know, Commander MN's mind off of the macro of the game because he has to try and defend this every single time. So they're going to get taken out there. We still have the Canadians capping Force there, 1 chevron. At the concrete bunker, it looks like there's 1 U.S. guy still left. We hear some armor here, so Tankulator and Reese going to actually be pushing up in the left 6. A little dicey putting your armor up there, but oh no, they're getting flanked. Dingster is pushing up here, trying to catch them. Tankulator and Reese running for their lives, and they are taking shots in the back. Another smoke there, Dingster and Fox trying to see what they can do. And they're going to follow them all the way back to Maine. Tankulator and Reese not even shooting back. That was a gamble there from Tankulator and Reese. They hightail it all the way back to their main, and they're gonna sit at the they're gonna sit at the repair station. Crony just says Brad wants to say hi. So man, that was some high octane. It felt like a police chase there for a minute. But Fox and Dinks are gonna at least get the left 6 out of the fight here for a minute or two. We see here a squad here on the U.S. side pushing in on the east flank, pushing down to the south, and the Hab's actually down. And we can see that's because Poppers' squad continued their push all the way to the south. They have the radio stage now. And it is getting chaotic in here now. So the radio not on bleed just yet, just staged. Oh. You can see the Canadians diverting a lot of resources here just to be able to stave off that radio. So they should be able to hold that out for now, but their spawn goes down because of it. That gives the U.S. team not really any resistance at all to the north here, where the Hab traditionally was. Let's check back in on Forest here. You see that bit of a stalemate here. A lot of bodies focused towards Forest now.
Directly on top of me.
See a trade there, and it looks like Canadians with 1 Chev still on Forest.
I already used it. I already used it on 5 pump.
I actually need to take a minute and push back our BCT by a little bit. Just bear with me for one moment. I had to just push back our BCT a little bit. So we do see some armor support here from the last 6. So since they were able to live and make it back to main, they are now able to come and help capture force. But what does the Bradley have to say about that? Bucks and Dinkster are saying, all right, we're getting in this fight. They're going to start pushing to the south now and maybe start to chase the last 6 yet again. Ankulator and Reese being really smart here, not staying in one spot for too long. If they see the Bradley, they kind of just fall back. They are primarily trying to target infantry. And the cap stalled out at Forest for now. About even amount of U.S. and Canadians. I see a trade there too from Fake Kaz and Dave. Lots of trades we're seeing today. And U.S. guys might actually be able to start capping that. Was that an airburst grenade I just saw? That was an airburst grenade. That was beautiful, Moven. The U.S., if they get one more guy, they're going to start capping Forest back. We're seeing a considerable amount of U.S. forces going into that effort. We do see on the Canadian side they were able to salvage the radio, and with that, they salvaged the HAB as well. And we're not seeing too much of a U.S. presence, or sorry, too much of a Canadian presence, really. They're starting to hold spawns, it looks like. You can see both teams actually holding spawns.
Just hold it. There's 61.
He's under the bridge. Under the bridge. Calzo. Dismounts. Fire team dismount. We got four.
So Forest there now at a standstill. Lots of mortar fire coming into that. We're seeing some fighting here building up on the eastern side. So you have 1 inch and his squad pushing up to the north, and they're going to run into Poppers and his gang here.
Red house, red house.
Little do they know, it's too little too late. Poppers get traded out. They lose their squad lead, though, on both squads. We do see some more fighting here on the east side. Tickets getting lower and lower by the minute for the Canadian team.
They're coming in through between 5 and 2 right now, really hard. Where that enemy is.
Yeah, I got heavy contact with the flag before.
Guys are still
Lots of nades being used here. Marshall shoots at his own teammate and he gets taken out. So it looks like the U.S. force is going to win that fight. I check back in here to the west side. We do see a lot of people here focused around Forest. And I think the Canadians realize, hey, if we want to win, we got to take Forest and fast. You can see, unironically, Medaka are able to get 4 kills, I believe. And now the Canadians here, they have the advantage. I don't think there's actually any U.S. guys left.
Yeah, there's another medic.
And Forest should get neutralized here in a couple minutes. Depends on how the U.S. forces respond. So we'll check back in on Forest here in a minute. 26 tickets left for the Canadian side. You hear the call from MN that there is a RWS pushing up. And there you go. Turtles gets shot out, but Kawhi is able to shoot out both the driver and the gunner. And the RWS gets blown up. Oh, that hurts the Canadian ticket even more. Oh man, this is a close one. I don't remember what the exact ticket count was in the first game.
Hey, those wars need to adjust to the south more. They're way too close to friendlies.
Oh shit, Did that just broadcast? I didn't mean to broadcast that in the server. Whoops.
The east side is collapsed. The west side is sealed.
I meant to try to talk to the admins. Whoops. Or no, maybe those are the admins that responded to me. So yeah, 63 or 61. We're seeing a 33% or 33 ticket differential. So we're gonna need more here from the U.S. side if they want to win.
The vehicles marked with
We're saying it is just a slaughter here at the forest here.
We're losing the objective.
If the Canadians are somehow able to cap this, then yeah, 100% guarantees their victory. I don't see how the U.S. is able to get another 30 or so ticket differential on top, unless they win. I mean, yeah, I don't see how it's doable. I mean, shit, the game's mathematically, I mean, yeah, unless the U.S. guys capture forest, that might be the only way. I mean, if you wanted to be cheeky, the Canadians could just mass give up right now in the game, and they would win. Not seeing any more lurking squads happening. We do have some fighting here to the east, so we're seeing just a battle of attrition here at the forest. Canadians continuing to cap forest. One chevron, 50% to cap. And at this rate, they're going to capture it in time, and yeah, that's pretty much going to be GG's in terms of the ticket differential. Let's check in on the east side over here. See some infantry fights, and as you can see, both sides not giving up anymore. They don't know how many tickets the other team has, and they want to conserve as many tickets as possible.
Send those mortars further. They're short.
They there from floor fleet, but the Canadians just staying back and staying alive. They're capturing, and they're going to be capturing forest here in just a few seconds, and that should solidify the ticket differential. There you go. Canadians now poised up 20 tickets. Oh my god, Rat gets a 4K with a grenade? Oh my god. Great job there from Rat. We see Cunny and Oathbringer here fighting up. Clark Cameron and Bad Luck go down in the forest. No, I take that back. Clark Cameron stayed up, able to get that last kill on the Cunny. The mortar's absolutely unrelenting. Apologies, had to tap out for a moment. And this match has a win now for the Canadians. It looks like they might secure a 2-0 victory. What once was looking promising for the U.S. side is now not looking too hot anymore. And you do have both teams still kind of trying to hold their spawns when they can. The Canadians now with the second win, they're going to start spawning a little bit. Oh my god, Tankulator there. With some kills here way to the southwest. What happened over here? Looks like the Lav 6 finally was able to take out the Bradley. Unfortunate there for Dinkster and Fox. So that's another, I think that's 5 tickets? No, that's a 10 ticket differential plus, or, you know, subtraction minus the 2 tickets of the guys in there. That's going to hurt the U.S. forces. And again, I don't see a mathematical way for the U.S. team to win unless they make just a miracle and capture force last second. 10.5 minutes left in the game. Great mortars coming in from Deadly Feedy here, just picking off Canadians left and right. Not going to make much of a difference. checking our map. We don't see any flanks coming out. See that lab 6 is back at main. We see some fighting here. Oh, we have a hat kill there, so it looks like the U.S. Crows just went down there. They get taken out. They get taken out here to the west, actually. So Turtles and Kawhi go down. That's even more tickets. Only 7 tickets left for the U.S. side. And U.S. forces, they do take control of Forest, actually. They take control of the bunkers. They have 1 chevron, but I think it's a little too late. Not looking too hot here. 4 tickets left for the U.S. side. Unironically, and Madaka just coming in, trying to help clean up Forest. Three tickets now. Oh man, these mortars are unrelenting. Great shooting from Waffles. And that's kind of the beauty about the Canadians all being dead here. You can just go weapons free with the mortars. Oh, and you can see the cost. Tankulator and Reese coming in, trying to clean up. Two tickets left. It's only a matter of time before someone's bleed out timer runs through its course. And this game will end before the time runs out. The mortars, the armor, the infantry support is unrelenting. The Canadians refuse to lose Forest. 2 tickets left. It is just absolute chaos here.
On the ground, on the ground, on the ground.
Yeah, 2 dead, 2 dead, 2 dead.
The fog of war here, quite literal. With all the smoke, time ticking. One ticket left for the U.S. team. Ah, that will be the end of the match there. 45 ticket differential in the second game. I think it was about 61 people were saying for the first game, 45 for the second game. Total differential, Staff Sergeant Renegade wins the scrim with a total differential of a little over 100 tickets between the 2 rounds. What a match there. What a match. Just pulling something up on my left real quick. Talk to you guys about what's happening later today. So that was a really fun match there. Just looking at how that went. You know, the first one was pretty close, but we did see, you know, the radios being taken out from Renegade side, and capturing the point was the main difference, as well as Rage Fire in that first game. Taking out a few vehicles with his mines. This second game, it was really just a grudge match, and it really came down to the very end when the Canadian forces took over the Forest Point. We did see a whole lot of play out of the rat squads, whether that was 1 Inch's squad pushing to the north and terrorizing village, or if that was Cunny's squad pushing to the south and terrorizing industrial. We saw both radios get staged a few times, but neither of them were taken out. It came down to Forest, it came down to armor, and it came down to really just capping that point. super fun game to cast and commentate. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is not the only stream for today. We have a couple more events coming up. We have one later today. This afternoon, I think it's around 6 p.m. Central. We have the Operation Maple Leaf. So we'll be back with you guys later today, and that's going to be U.S. versus Canadian Resistance Forces. We also have a stream tomorrow, and that is going to be a 3v3 tournament that Fives has set up and will be managing. So for now, that is all I have for you. I will be streaming again later today. Thank you guys so much for watching. That was an absolute blast. And this was Zane. I'll catch you guys later.